Alrighty. So, so. Uh, I couldn't make videos on Sunday and Monday because, as it turns out, I'm stupid and I forgot my keyboard when I decided to travel. So, I can't play any keyboard games because my S key and my E key aren't functional. And for some reason, it took 2 days to get my controller to work. So, super fun. Super fun time. On the bright side, though, in the other location that I'm at, the desktop there was experiencing some issues, right? Same as it was last time with random shut-offs and the like. But what I figured out is by going into my BIOS, right? Wow, that was quite the change. Quite the sudden change. Uh, that blew my brain right away. What I figured out was I use a Corsair mouse, right? And I downloaded the Corsair app. So originally what I thought was, NVIDIA being, you know, terrible in general with their latest driver updates for cards like the 3090 and the 40 series. They were kind of like in a bad way a little bit, right? Oh, thank you, Albert. Bitter Beehive. That doesn't look bitter. That looks sweeter than usual, actually. Oh, don't have any of this. But what I found out was it wasn't the NVIDIA drivers necessarily. They definitely were a factor at the start. Um, Basically, I don't know how many people would actually be affected by this, but I know a few people were. The thermals in my system are very bad. They're bad. They're terrible bad. They're super awful. Basically, I set up my thermals very precisely, right? Not for any particular reason, it's actually just because my case is... It can fit a 3090 Ti. That's all I'll say regarding that, so you can fill in the blanks about my thermals based on the fact that all I'll say is it can fit a 3090 Ti. But yeah, my thermals are pretty... They work. They work. But when NVIDIA put out some of their driver updates a couple months ago, while I was still in this location, basically it botched all of the fan curves, so I would overheat, shut down randomly, because the fan curves didn't work, basically. So eventually I backtracked my drivers and that worked. A-okay. Everything was fine. And then Corsair IQ, for some reason, started to overvolt my RAM. And I'm already on DOCP, right? So, I'll speak to the elders in a second. I'm already on the DOCP profile, and my RAM is was 1.3 volts, right? And pushed to 5200 megahertz. But for some reason, Corsair IQ was pushing me to 1.6 plus volts, and just whenever Corsair was not focused, it would spike and then just take out my entire system. Thank you, Flammy, scanning for us as per usual. But yeah, my system would just shut down. And it wouldn't report any RAM errors or corrupted data or anything, because basically what it was doing is just... I didn't mean to cut off Isla, but I was just watching to, get the gist of the cutscene. So this was a fishing village, makes sense, right on the coast. Where was I? Terrain. I think my sensitivity is a little bit lower on this controller. But, yeah. My PC was shutting down to prevent my RAM from being, damaged by a spike in voltage. And I don't know why. I had an epiphany, kind of, because I didn't know that spiking in voltage could cause random shutdowns, right? But I turned on the desktop, it turned back off after, what seemed like a random shutdown. And I basically was like, I'm gonna give up on it. And then I decided, wait a second. So I plugged it back in, set up everything, booted up, and I watched, thinking it was my CPU or my memory, or CPU or GPU, right? And I looked at the Corsair stats because it had all of my fans, RPM, the 2 temps on the GPU, the 1 temp on the CPU. And then I noticed, I didn't see a spike in voltage on the RAM, but I noticed it was really high, and I knew the DOCP profile I had wasn't pushing it to that value. So I was like, wait a second. And then I remembered a short, I don't know who it was by, from a year ago, about when you use DOCP or XMP, it's better to not actually just crank it to maximum. And in some weird association, I was like, I'm gonna go into my BIOS and disable a few things. Or not disable a few things, I'm going to set the tweaker to not give me 5200 megahertz, set it to undervolt by 0.1 volt, and then set it to 5000 megahertz. I also turned on Thunderbolt 4 support. Not that it does anything, because I don't have any USB 4 or Thunderbolt 4 stuff plugged in, so kind of doesn't matter, but that seemed to fix it. I haven't had any random shutdowns ever since I set the DOCP profile to 5000 megahertz on the RAM speed. But yeah, it's a weird time, and it might be but where's the association? You just mentioned that you remembered a short from a long time ago of why it's not recommended to just crank your RAM speed to the maximum. So shouldn't this have been happening before? No, it only happened seldomly after I first installed Corsair iQ. Then it happened frequently after the NVIDIA driver update, but when I rolled back my driver, everything was alright. And then it started happening very frequently after Corsair IQ got an update. I cut off Erard. But yeah, it's just a bit too much of a correlation to deny that it's probably the fact of IQ is doing something in tandem with the fact I have Corsair RAM, so Corsair was, IQ is detecting the RAM and telling me things about the RAM and giving me very accurate reports of my current RAM voltage. Excuse me. I'm trying to type in a note, right? And my S key's not working because keyboard. Haha, so fun. Uh, this is
ユミヤ、
so.
引き続き調査を頼みたい。呪いの実態について調べつつ、
Excuse me.
まずは安全確保だ。
Ain't no problem, Erhard.
少なくとも安全さえ確保できれば、拠点として使えるからな。
わかりました。引き受けます。
この地の調査のためにも、ぜひとも詳細を究明したいところだ。
I can't tell if this is like a main story quest like side story that'll help me later, or if it's supposed to be happening in... I have to cough. Pardon me. If it's happening in tandem with what's supposed to be going on at the Shivas region. Spirits. Would the spirits just be the Albers? Possible. My brain. I'm so full of tangents today. I mean, it's not like I have to pay attention. Today is the day of my birth. So, you know. It's supposed to be my freebie day. Good times. I'm gonna actually be using a lot of my... I also get a... Haha, I'm off today because working on your birthday? Lamau. But I took off and it's also a pay week, so I'm actually going to try out after the maintenance on Genshin, Skirk, and me and Haru, my girlfriend, have this like... We both kind of zoned in on the reality that Skirk is releasing on my birthday. And one of the weird things is in Genshin, I have only Sino as a distinct Electro main, and I only have Kanich as a distinct Dendro main, but I don't have any other mains of any other elements because I don't quite like enough anyone's gameplay other than like Sino and Kanich to call them like main characters. Risley is very close, but he's not quite there. But depending on how it feels with Skirk, it might be Risley for my Cryo main. Unironically, Linny is the closest to a Pyro main that I have. Which is wild because, you know, if you were to ask or talk with anyone, they might go, or they would probably say, or be very distinct that Arlecchino is a better Pyro character. But I don't like the way Bond of Light works with Arlecchino. So, you know, if she somehow worked without Bond of Life, probably Arlecchino would be my Pyro main. But the way she works at base kit, I don't like enough to like get constellations to fix that issue. Sino I absolutely loved from base kit, and I play Sino on Haru's account all the time at C0, but I played Sino and I was like, I love this character, and I C6 that character. So, with Skirk, I plan to do the same. I plan to, like, check it out. I plan to do the trial, check out the feeling, and if everything is good, probably drop a fair amount on Skirk. I might not do the whole, because I'm not, like, a hyper whale, do the whole C6 R5 thing. I didn't do that with Sino either. With Sino, I actually did C6 R1, and then when he rolled around a second time, I did the R5ing of his weapon, which I got really, really lucky on, actually. So, like, when I got Sino the first time to C6, it was, like, not too expensive, actually, and then when he rolled around the second time, I managed to R5 his weapon very quickly and fairly cheaply. I think I actually did it in like $250, which for an R5, and this was very important thing to note. I think this was before it was 1 fate point. I think it was still 2 fate points, but I'm not 100% sure on my memory. But I think I, on his weapon when he came back around to R5 it, did not lose a single 50-50. I didn't get any like double pulls, but I didn't get any, like really bad 280 pity rolls. So I did like, I think 64, 70, and 64 again. And I think the last one was only 50. I got kind of lucky there. But we'll see. I might get super lucky today as well, but I mean, that's the hope, right? Because, doing birthday polls, the hope is that, you get birthday luck. At least that's what I think.
落ち着ける場所がないもんね。そうだね。調査団が来た時にも必要になると思うし、今のうちに拠点を準備しておいた方がいいかも。
ああ、賛成だ。それなら砂浜あたりはどうだろうか。
Please don't attack me. Blocks, blocks, blocks. Wait. Oh my goodness. There. Oh wait, there's two of them. I was like, oh wow, their HP is not moving at all. What? Oh, where were you attacking? Excuse me. Ooh. Okay, now attack was going to Victor, I guess? Am I just not being attacked? I mean, I'm fine with that. Ooh. That did a fair amount of damage, I think. Ooh, wow, that's smooth. The combo when you have 6 with for Meteor. They are debuffing Victor's HP, I just noticed. Not sure what that debuff is. I don't think I've ever gotten that meter to 100%. I don't think I'm getting it to 100% actually. Oh, it's 100%? Oh. But the fight's over. Level 50? Joy particles. Nice. I lost my train of thought immediately. I mean, can we find a safe place here? Safe place is relative. Oh. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, while I'm racing over there, let me see if
約しないと。
Responding to a birthday wish. Hee ha
この
ha.
辺でいいかな。
Um,
何から作る？
I'm also checking to see if my okay. I have some rice coming in. I have rice coming in, and it'll be here soon. And I have that new keyboard coming in. Exploration bag. Oh, those don't stack. Oh well, they stack, but they only stack to 15. Building.
快適な感じにしたいな。
Can I use the catalog to make a tiny house? A shack. A stone house. I think I'd rather actually get a wooden shack in here.
場所はどうしよう。
Rotate. Like this.
ここにしようかな。
And then in here, there's not a lot, but we can change that. Building.
快適な感
I
じにしたい
definitely
な。
want a workbench. Oh. Workbench is good. Is this a recipe recall table? What's this? Trait blending station. It can go right in between. Also, I don't think I put this against the wall. I did not. Oh, come on. Is that against the wall? Now it is. Okay. I'm not gonna put a dressing room actually. There's no like good places to put it. Let's put this here. So it's like close to the workstation, but not, you know, intrusive. Is it against the wall? I can't tell sometimes. We're definitely gonna need a bed here though. Memory box. Replenish energy cores. Alchemy circle. Wait! Can be used to perform synthesis. Look at this. This is actually the coolest synthesis thing I've seen yet. I love this. I wish we could change the color to purple though. We're gonna put it in the corner actually so that kind of like you can't accidentally walk over it. In hindsight, let's put it out here. Just like how we usually put altars out there. And we want a bed, because if this is a kind of camp, why wouldn't we have one? Wild bed. Dark bed. Basic. Fluffy. We'll use fluffy. Fluffy bed. Like this. Okay, I have a stupid idea. Stone wall, basic foundation. Basic flat roof. I mean, no. Guess I can't put it over here. Why not over here? Okay, I'm going to put a basic flat roof over here. And I'm gonna put another basic flat roof over... Can't do that. Oh, I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake. I would have to extend... I would have to move the whole house. But basically, what I wanted to do is... Actually, I can still do it. We'll put the alchemy circle... I made a mistake here. Kind of, not really. Lapse in logic. Okay, I'm gonna disable snapping. I re-enable it for a second. Because only Yumia can use it in my head, this makes kind of sense. So we're gonna put the alchemy circle here. Oh, darn, I didn't want to be done.
こんなものでどうかな。
いいんじゃねえか。
これで調査団の人たちが
Stop, I'm not done.
快適な感じにしたいな。
Okay. Okay. I am going to do some switcherooing. Let's put this here for a second. Flip this like this and put it here. Flip this like this and put it here. That might seem stupid, but don't worry. There is a logical reason for it. We're going to put a shower here, and then we're going to put not a wooden wall. That would not be optimal. I guess just like a basic wall A over here. And a basic wall with a door frame. Kind of like this. And this will be a bathing area.
どこにしよっかな。
Nice. Think about what to do next. Listen, you can't make me think about what to do next. I just put all of my brain power into making that.
いろいろ準備は進んでるけど。まだここが精霊と共に暮らす村っていう確証は何もないのかな。何か決定的な手がかりがあればよかったんだけどね。そうだな。
Let's ask the Elder, because they've been here for a while.
どこへ行きたいの？
They should know the history of this place. Ish, kind of, not really. Wait, what? Small shrines. Oh, it's our quest. Talk to the black-hatted Elder.
ここで間違いない？
さっさと行くぞ。
We are actually, like, pretty close to on time right now. Usually I'm, like, hit or miss with, like... Oh, I just knocked a grocery bag. Usually I'm, like, hit or miss with timing on Atelier Yumia videos. Not as bad as, Vindictus Defying Fate. Of which the alpha is over, actually. I'm a little disappointed by the alpha being over because I corrected myself in one video, right? Then the game is actually more optimized than I thought it was, because I realized, because I don't know why I forgot the two. I realized I was actually using a 4070 regular, not my 3090 Ti. I don't know how I forgot that. They're in two literal different locations. But yeah, I figured that the game was actually more optimized for 4K than I thought because I was getting a pretty consistent 60 FPS on a 4K monitor with DLS in balance mode. And I really wanted to see if I could get that on my 3090 Ti or get better because I have double the VRAM. I have the fruit. Actually, you know what I can do? Because I'm feeling haha lazy, and because I always forget to go and empty it. This one has the greenhouse, and there's gonna be like 7 trillion items inside the greenhouse now.
温室の中のもの、そろそろ増えてる頃じゃない？
Only 300 Only 365. I'm gonna sort it by quality actually, because I'm pretty sure I only saw that I only have once. And I'm gonna do some quick. Oops, that would have been awkward. I'm gonna do quick replicate, and now I'm going to switch these over and get some. I'm not sure what I should replicate. I'm going to replicate. Let's see. This is defense boost level 2 and element changing bolt. Resonance area. Bolt level 2. Slot element change fire. Oh, this is only B rank. I need to go get an A rank. Actually, wait. What by quality? Sort by rank. Rebuild boost attack level 2. Oh, this is actually really good though. It gives quality boost for neutralizers. I'm gonna do this one though. And get my 20 back.
近くに何かがあるって言ってる
Now, let me get stuck. Well, now. No longer stuck. I wonder if this is gonna get filled in at some point during the story. Because for the other regions, they're covered in fog, but like blank areas usually stay blank. Well, now. Oh my god, not being able to use the S key is such a nerf. Albert, you're in a pretty dangerous spot, my guy. Oh wait. He does have a black hat. I thought the very, like, top of the orange flower was his hat. I swear to you, this Albert is voiced by a VTuber. A Japanese VTuber. I can't confirm it, and I'm not gonna look at the credits, but it feels like it. All the Alberts are VTubers. Oh, I bashed the mic with my controller by accident. Let me check something. Okay. My rice is here. This is actually a good time to stop. I'll go pick up my rice. This guy, avoid this guy, avoid this guy. Don't hit me. Alright, let me go over here and just save up. And I will see y'all next time. Ciao!